The coolest part about this is we've caught this at the very, very beginning. This journey, if you like, of someone's dream. Pathways is what we're all about here, and there's lots of different ones, but this is a spectacular one from my point of view, and being a part of it as well, because he has, he's a part of the X2 program. Yeah, sort of.
We get Boise doing his plugs at the start, and now you come in with your
barx2.com.
Mate, I'm actually a bit afraid whether he's going to make it. Since we did the interview, back to the continuity thing, Scott did send us a photo of his grinding machine down in his gym, and Scott might be missing a couple of limbs by the time he gets to the start line.
That will be going up on the website. No, but seriously speaking, it's exciting that we're in the very, very start of this, and I'm really, really excited to see how it goes. He's obviously done his first transatlantic, which is a feat, on its own, and
in itself, and they walk away with the record.
Yeah, absolutely. So exciting times for Scott, and I'd have to say that I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah,
cool. Cool. Good luck, Scott. We're with you all the way, mate.
Absolutely.
Other news, club events. I'm not sure if it's a club event, but I guess we have to mention it. The IMOCA 6 Masters Worlds are about to start in the Royal Varuna Yacht Club in Thailand. So all the oldie laser people, and they've separated the sixes and the sevens so that they'll race the sixes, and then the subsequent week on the 18th they'll do the sevens. So when most of us are focused in on SailGP Sydney, the sevens, the Masters will be kicking off. Best of luck to all the Masters competitors. Obviously,
did you blokes pick up on that picture from the laser, the Ilkas in New Zealand? There was a pic getting around of someone sailing a boat from like the mid-80s.
Oh, yes, I did.
And
planking.
Literally like a plank. And he had the life jacket on with the big bulb behind the neck.
And no shoes, and a pair of turquoise bloody stubbies.
So this is when you say the IMOCA Masters,
this is the caliber
this is what
of the
I'm
people.
imagining.
If you read that on a bit further, that was his first ever regatta.
Exactly.
He bought a classic boat. He must have been racing in the classic division.
Oh, mate. Awesome.
Anyway, best of luck to our Masters competitors. More than happy for you to reach out to us and tell you how it's going, but enjoy Thailand. Beautiful place. The other one I want to mention is coming up. It's Easter, the weekend of Easter.
Speaking of plugs,
the 75th Brisbane to Gladstone. That is going to be huge. The race coverage is going to be huge. I can't announce
Why? Tell us why.
Well, I can't announce the details, but there is going to be easy access.
High caliber commentary.
Oh yeah, well that's a given. But no, just the ability to access the vision is going to be pretty full bore. So
looking forward to listening to Grant and Nick Douglas.
You know what I like about you, mate? Nothing. So it's the 75th anniversary. For those who haven't actually ever thought about the Brisbane to Gladstone, I just thought I'd mention it because basically at that time of year, it's prevailing southeast gradient. So you effectively go screaming up on a starboard reach up to the top of Fraser, do a job, and then scream into Gladstone on port. And it's a pretty good event.
Great event.
It's a great event. So if you've got a boat that likes to charge, and let's be honest, it's starting to get cold down south. Easter is the time that the bottom of Australia starts to get cold. And, well, Queensland, it's just the perfect time to be, because you'll still be in your shorts and T-shirts just smoking along, eating your Easter eggs. It'll be unreal.
Easter eggs. They're in the bloody shops already. Could you believe it?
Yeah, no rabbits on boats, though. Yeah, no rabbits on boats.
I don't notice chocolate BP. Never
No.
All right. Jack Lloyd, listener of the week. Oh, there's some competition here.
There is some good ones here. And some dear old friends.
Yeah, right. Okay, so well, first off, we got, do you want to do the Karen Butcher one there, boys?
Yep. So Karen Butcher, a mate of all of ours, as a matter
absolutely.
of fact,
Long-time friend.
From the hometown of Adelaide. Basically writing in, I won't read the whole thing, but writing in, talking about how she got back in, having sailed Wally's like 37 years ago, and jumped back into the windsurfer LT and made up part of the SA team. that went north, and had an absolute ball. And by the sounds of it, well, one, she's pushing us to get to WA for the next year's Worlds. But what it sounds like is the format is you can kind of just go at whatever level you want, which is going to suit us quite well.
I don't know how many messages we've got encouraging us to come over to those Worlds, but it's more than I can count on my hand. So there's a lot of people wanting us to attend. At the moment, my level of enthusiasm given is minimal, but keep going.
Yeah, we got it. So then what I find interesting, after her little letter, right through the last paragraph. So after 5,800 kilometers driving with Tommy Crab, partner of, we two bar karate virgins listened to 28 episodes of the latest episode. In reverse order. Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. Sorry. Yeah, to endure that. We decided to share some critique, noting that some of the promised information for following episodes was not included, such as being a bit skinny on the debrief for the LT Nationals, especially the success of the best-looking entrant from SA, the mighty Tofu King himself, Timmy Elliott. Course racing equal first in the marathon, first in Slayman, overall second. Thanks for the entertainment. So break that down, 28. That's a good 40 plus hours worth of.
That's impressive.
listening to us.
The droll.
Listening to us three idiots.
I do want to take that criticism of us being a bit skinny on Windsurfer LT news. Don't look at us. Your media team just did not. It was impossible to get results, impossible to do anything, get any information. Like if the championships were close to me, I probably could have gone up and had a look and taken care of all that, but it was at least 40 minutes away. While we're talking about that, like we are giving the LTs a plug, and we did mention Sarah Kenny last week, the vice president of World Sailing, who actually won the women's. You know what happened? We'd recorded it before the whole thing had been finished, but she actually, they had their marathon at the end. She won the whole thing, like out of everyone.
Yeah.
Everyone.
Outright.
140 something people, nearly 150 people. And she was sending me messages afterwards. We're having a great old banter, and I'm just so happy for her. Like that's super cool.
Amazing.
Super
Good on her.
Yeah. So
reverse curse.
She's on fire at the moment. On fire. Like she's got a unit of a fire station driving around behind her because she is so on fire at the moment.
Oh, permanently aside. Babe. Been thinking of that for a while.
It just popped into my head, that one. The other one is Daniel Taylor. He sent us a note on Instagram. Remember we were talking about
and I wouldn't have got that.
No. Hey, that's what I'm telling you now. We mentioned the Avon 20 catamaran. What is going on with these bikes? So we mentioned these on the show. Like I haven't seen one in 30 years, and they're huge cats. Like they're if you get hit by, that was the joke we did, if you get hit by an Avon, you're basically wiped out. These are big solid plywood
big
things.
Gear. Yep.
Big gear. We were at that event in Adelaide, the sailing event that you and
Sailing
Harry
League. Yep.
Sailing League, and there was a dude standing there with an Avon 20 shirt on, which we started asking, and he didn't sail it. He was just randomly wearing an Avon 20 shirt. It was like
picked it up out of the freebie bin.
But yeah. We've just got this note and about the Nationals. They sent us the link and everything, but the link wouldn't open. So apologies, I can't give the details. But the thing that did stand out was one of the competitors, Dave Randall. He has competed in his 50th Nationals.
That's insane.
What?
50 Nationals.
That's just fantastic.
And given that you don't start sailing Avon until you're about 50 something years old. No, apologies. That's just a bit of humor. But congratulations. 50 Nationals, bit of loyalty for the class.
Wonder if it's the same boat. We discussed this also, that these boats seem to hang around for a long time. I wonder if it's the same boat. That'd be a cool story too.
Good. They made good plywood back in the day.
I was going to say.
Must be Gaboon plywood. Monel rivets.
Monel.
That's my childhood right there. The Gaboon plywood, the Monel rivets. That's how we all grew up. Dear. Good. Yeah, congratulations. So, listeners of the week, you may or may not be getting a merch pack. But yeah.
And just going back a little, just to not just in reply to the Snoop Dogg who wrote in this week, giving myself a little bit of grief for not giving the VXs too much of a run. Anyway, this is one for you, Dave. The VX has competed in a fantastic event at the Royal South Australian Yacht Squadron, of which the local hero, Dave Alexander on Gidget, came in at 5th. Like, we had mentioned the VXs, but I just want to give him a bit of an extra plug, with the Mac 1 taking the win. Of course, we mentioned with the reverse curse on board. Then Deadly Pipeline Drillers and Lake Shift in 4th. So there you go, Snoop Dogg.
Who's this guy? Dave Alexander. What does he do?
Exactly. So, well, he pretty much fitted out about 3/4 of the fleet with his sales. So he does have a vested interest. Great sales.
Yeah.
So, yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
You owe me lunch.
Yeah. Does he have any nicknames, that bloke?
Snoop Dogg.
He's got a few others.
Self-appointed.
Snoop Dogg.
All right.
Dave A. Good old Dave A.
It's hot time with Bice.
Rightio, boys. This almost fell into the category of listener of the week.
Almost.
But, our friend Chris Bolger wrote in. I'm going to read this out from the top.
Cool.
Back into the NASA drum and of course looking for your help. So, and we're willing to bang that drum. We've just announced our scholarship program for 2023, which delivers a competitive and all expenses paid F18 for our NASA F18 league season. Boat sales, rigging, storage fees, entry fees, the works. As you may have heard many times, I'm building an adult high-performance league in Newport. This is Newport, Rhode Island, using the 18-footer league as a bit of a model. When it comes to telling folks about our scholarship, we're good at reaching the college sailors. We know their coaches and know their websites that they scour, but we really want to reach the guys and gals working in the business, sailmakers, riggers, boatyard hands, etc. And it's harder to spread the word there, but this is literally a shout out to everyone listening who's in the area. Go check it out. I'd love to get the juice flowing back your way. Would you have any interest in seeing one of our boats sporting the Bar Karate branding whilst blasting around Narragansett Bay? And that answer is, of course, yes. Best regards, Chris Bolger. P.S. Hoping to make my first trip to Sydney in March to catch a couple days of and then it didn't finish. Oh. And I hope he wasn't going to sail the Sail GP because that was in Feb.
Feb, yeah.
But I think we should go one step further with that and actually put it on one of our promises that we go over and actually compete in the event.
No, check it out, guys.
Absolutely.
F18.
What a great
league season. And mate, Chris, just send us actually a link just via, and we'll get her up on the book for you as well. So
it's a good idea. It's guys having a red hot go, and the Newport is a great sailing destination. A lot of talented sailors and stuff there. So if you are looking for that scholarship or you're trying to launch your career, you get right in front of some of the biggest names in our sport are sitting there as well. So it's definitely something to get going, and we're 100% behind it. The NASA, or I just call it NASA, F18 Sailing League. It's good on you. I mean, if we're going to have to give catwhackers a bit of coverage, then why not these catwhackers?
Why not? Absolutely. Now, before we jump to France, gentlemen, bit of news coming out of there this week. Just a quick one on the Celestial Saga, which continues. And clearly some dude at Sailing Anarchy has got plenty to say about this. But we're going to leave it just there, boys. We're going to leave it to the adults, let them sort it out, and we'll report back in once something is known or not known, because to tell you the truth, I think everyone in Oz has kind of forgotten about it a little bit, but not Mr. Sailing Anarchy.
Oh, well, look, I think we should just say we made a conscious decision at the time of the Hobart, because we've heard a lot of rumors. We won't name boats because it may not have just been what's going on with Celestial. There's a lot of stuff that Anarchy hasn't even heard yet, by the sounds of it. But I think the honest truth is, we want to grow the sport. We want to build the sport. We want people to come into the sport. We don't want chasing people away. We don't want to piss people off. And unless it's proven to be true, then it's just, if the authorities want to pursue it and then something's proven, then we'll report it. But we're not going to burn someone just for the sake of it. For the sake of it, yeah. And sure, we know that if you do controversy, you get higher ratings, but we don't give a shit about ratings because we don't have any sponsors. We don't try for sponsors.
Till we start getting paid for this stuff.
Well, I suppose we're actually
then we'll go straight down the controversy line. We'll sell our souls if needed.
But right now we're all sweet.
So warning competitors. Yeah. We won't be those three fun-loving idiots that you used to. No,
but
just
yeah.
All right.
Move on.
Bonjour, gents. We're about to go north. We're heading into Francais. Now, decide on which is first here. Let's. You want the good news or the bad news?
Good news.
Good news.
Like
good news. So the Orange Express, the K Challenge, the French America's Cup team, which we predicted back quite a while back. Or
How did you come to that?
Didn't necessarily predict container gate, they call it. I've just got to go and buy a shitload more containers to get a few more rumors out there. Anyway, she's been named the Orient Express, which is an arm of the Accor hotel group, which so they sound as though they're off and running. They've brought the tech package from the Defender Team New Zealand. What does it mean?
What's the tech package?
So they've got some good. Well,
I mean, it's headed up by Stefan Kahner, obviously. This is a Riva Challenge back in 2007. Same team, very much similar.
Including the talented French specialist, Frank Camas. Overlooking performance. Yep, got a few clues. And of course our good mate Bruno. is there. But
another one to mention is Thierry Dulier, who was also there in Arriva. He's taken on a coaching role, which is superb. He's a fantastic guy.
I like it. So get this, gents. For the first time in France's history in the America's Cup, the French Challenge will benefit from a latest generation technology package provided by the Defender. This will allow Orient Express to gain time and start on equal terms with its opponents. So is it getting data from the reconnaissance? Is it actually a boat design? Or is it pumping up the rugby balls, as you say, Jordan? Who knows?
Well, I've got another one. I've heard another rumor. It's the wide combs for the shearing. They've got, it's going to help their wool industry. That's what the tech challenge is. They've got the wide combs. The Kiwis always have run the wide combs.
Yeah, they've run a wide comb. They've got a solid wool press as well. So they're sending that tech north, you reckon?
I've got no idea what the tech package includes, but it could be anything. But the difficulty for this group, of course, is that all the other teams did the last cup. This team's the first timer for this cup in these boats, and these boats have stepped up. One thing, the team, you have to imagine a lot of the Sail GP French team are going to roll straight into. We've got
it's looking that way.
Quentin Delapierre, the skipper of this whole challenge, and he's been unreal in Sail GP. And you probably couldn't put a nicer bloke in front of your whole organisation to talk to the cameras. He's a cool dude. So that will be interesting. But the development of the boats, I guess. Do you reckon they already started designing? They've got designs.
Got it. I mean,
yeah, that'd have to be.
You'd have to be. What are we? Feb 23. Cups in September 24.
No, they'd be well into it. They'd be well into it. And I know
what's going to work. So this is where I'm trying to get to. What's going to work is that the design stuff. You've got some examples. They've probably seen quite a bit. Everyone's been thinking about it. So the design stuff will work. Whatever they pop out should be pretty close, right? but it's the technology elements that will break down, you know, like where you put your batteries, where the hydraulic systems are operating, how you power everything. Remember, we saw a lot of those problems during the last Cup as the teams were trying to work through that. So maybe that's what it is, you know, because that, I reckon, will be the difficulty, that whole element of making things work on the boat and making things work properly.
Well, I would suggest that the more teams that are in, the better the Cup, right? So they're going to try and get these guys in there to a level with the machinery that works. That's not too much testing going on. They can obviously, once they've got it, go down a path of testing different foils or whatever they want to do. But I think they want to hit the ground running, and I think that the competitors want them to hit the ground running, which is I think that's the smarter tack, rather than having someone out there who's got
tack. I like it. Foiling tack, was it?
Yep. Foil to foil. But you know what I mean. Someone who's out there just struggling with 4 years behind. I think they'll want them up there straight away.
Yeah.
Well, here's another one. So, as through our interview, the mention Scott was talking about wanting a Pivia, right? Which is the boat that came from the Ocean Race design study
group,
the design group led by Mr. Nick Bice, and ably assisted by Jordan, making sure that the beers were well and truly there. And a lot of the ideas and stuff that came out of that was us sitting around drinking beers and throwing ideas at each other. So are we, I'm feeling like we're willing to offer those consultancy services to the French.
I'll tell you one thing we won't do.
Bruno knows as well enough.
If we have to go do it in France, I'm not doing it over pastis.
No. But, could that be, I don't want to start rumors. Could it be happening? Could that conversation have already happened? The containers were bought from Bitey. Was the consultancy signed off? Are we contracted to the Orient Express in the design capacity? Are we part of the design team, and should I crack a beer just to get back to work?
Now, I'm sensing there's a little bit of a common theme here. The boatyard, which travelled around with the Volvo Ocean Race, that was developed off the back of a few bottles of El Cotto Red Wine. The Super 60 took shape after a few beers based in Portugal. Ooh, what's next? What's next? They asked.
Well, the French America's Cup team.
Oui. Now we'll come back to the America's Cup, gents. But
okay.
A bit of sad news out of France is Clarisse Clermont, who was 12th, I think, in the last Vendée, has lost her gig with Banque Populaire. For the next Vendée. There's a whole lot of
scuttlebutt
discussion going on about it. Having had a child late last year as well. How much has this got to do with it? What's the word? It's opened up a pretty big can of worms. Don't know what else to really say, gents. I don't know if she automatically qualifies for the next Vendée, being in that position that she was.
I think there was a rule change to say that
Scott mentioned there's 40 will be taking part in the next. And it's only good for the race to have females involved, for that matter, and doing what they do and what she does very, very well. So and a huge story behind how she actually got to that point as well.
I can say honestly, from our perspective, the more women in racing, the better.
100%.
100%. It drives numbers. They have a different approach. Sometimes, they've got different skill sets. It's just, and it makes sailing so much better. So we're
generally gutted for that. In saying that, maybe it opens another door.
For someone else?
As a sponsor, to pick her up. And really, get advantage of what we've seen her do, we've seen Sam do, for that matter, as well, as far as women in the sport. So let's see.
Watch this space, eh?
Watch this space.
Go Clarice.
Going back to the Americans, did I see American Magic hit 50 knots this week?
And quite a bit, like it was holding 50 knots from what I heard. Yes. Well, they're sailing on Pensacola Bay, 25, 27 knots. And I really like this story because these boats, you know, they're a monohull. They've got soft sails, you know, the Sail GP class, the Old America's Cup boats are solid wings, catamarans, you know, it's big, wide platforms. And these boats are going faster. This America's Cup class are going faster. Sail GP have topped out. Now, I know for a fact that Sail GP are about to bring in a little bit of a change on their rudders that should see a higher top end speed for the Sail GP boats. But these boats are cool without having to hoist the wings and all that. I'd dig it. I'd dig it a lot.
Yeah. And I guess there's a terminal velocity, right, that the foils can deal with through the water. Yeah. So that's going to be one of the restricting parts. And who knows what that magic number is, but that might see the top out until you actually, it's a good one, actually, the magic number. You might be able to see refinement in that area, which refinement in that area means something probably a little bit looser. So,
I'm still on the morphing factor. We're going to have to start morphing.
On morphing. Well, yeah, because it's really just a constraint about how much drag
area. Too much area, and all of a sudden
and core depth. So the Sail GP issue is that to build the carbon rudders, their core depth, they need a certain amount of thickness for strength, and they want to go narrower chords, but they can't get it from carbon, so they're going to titanium. So titanium rudders is what they're going to be doing. So that's pretty full bore. But the other thing I picked up also from that 50 knots is there was an interview on one of the videos of one of the I don't know, cyclors, I guess. Are we still calling him that?
The cyclor, yeah. We'll go cyclor. Yeah.
Do you know any sailing? No, I've never sailed before. Sailed on my grandma's sunfish, and he's been picked up from he's putting out huge, I can't remember the dude's name, but he's putting out huge watts of power. But they've picked up the bike riders from the local cycling club, you know, and just punching them through. You know, they're getting pro cyclists in there now. So, wow. I guess we did a whole bunch of rowers, so I guess we can go to cyclists. That's probably only fair.
Yeah. What's next, you reckon? Shot putters, they'll attach some sort of power mechanism to the shot, to the put, and see if we can generate some power.
But if you think about it from a falling perspective, there is the advantage that, you know, generally rowers have long levers. They're big, what I call normal sized human beings, and they have a bit of weight behind them. Whereas in falling, if you can get your power, same amount of power for a lot less weight, which basically cyclists are, let's be honest, most top cyclists are jockeys. They're tiny little things.
They're skipper in a 470.
Yeah.
But they're all legs.
Yeah, powerful legs. But obviously, for the power needed from this, I'll go some slightly bigger units. But yeah, so it's a good way of doing it. So, but yeah, pretty cool. The other thing of interest, I guess, is the New Zealanders 2 boating.
New Zealanders 2 boating.
Haven't seen that for a long time.
Interesting to see, what they're testing, whether it's foils and not really rig stuff, I guess, but has to be foils. And then the other one is, of course, the invitations have been sent for the Women's and Youth America's Cup. How that works, I believe that the current teams have the opportunity to put teams in the women's and youth. And then they've sent a few invites out, one to Royal Vancouver, the other one to the Netherlands Yacht Club and the Royal Mass Yacht Club. So, and then Barcelona as the host city will be able to get one as well. So,
did either of you guys get an invite?
Yep.
I saw yours. You did.
Yeah, I'm going.
Yeah. Mine
did you get? Yeah,
mine might have. Mine might have got cut off with the merch pack being sent over to them.
Cool. No. Yeah, we're not youth anymore, so I guess that proves that.
Yeah, that throws that out. That's about it from me in regards to hot time with me. But of course, we've got to talk about the ocean race, gents. What's your observations? I saw there a bit of commentary on the socials this week, Jordan. in regards to a few thoughts here and there.
It's interesting, isn't it? Because when we were talking to Johan, we did discuss the weather because it was just the leg had just started, and it's going to be difficult, and it's proven to be really, really, really difficult leg going through the doldrums, and now they've got this big ridge that they're trying to navigate at the moment. They're talking about the run. I haven't seen on the weather models where you can see that run across to South Africa properly forming up yet, but everyone else seems to be seeing it. So yeah, I don't know. It's evident that the teams are really close together, right? Which
that's what I was going to say.
I think that's really, really super cool that the boats are all being pushed really hard and they're all really close together, which is what we loved about the last ocean race, the last couple. And, you know, it'll be good if it's not just one boat winning, but lots of different boats winning different legs. It would be keeping the tension high right to the end. But yeah, I haven't got much more than that. Any other things?
Well, the only key observation here is when you look at the tracker, it's quite, it doesn't really give you the right data, in the sense that what that measures is direct route to Cape Town. And what's interesting here, you've got the pre-doldrums, the doldrums, and the post-doldrums. And basically, the further west you can get, the better and better it looks like. For example, a couple of days ago, 11th hour on the track were 4th. Now they're basically bow to stern with Hollism. So, and having just got that big slingshot around, and now they've got the hammer down doing 20 knots towards Cape Town. So
yeah, it looks like Melitza's having a limp a little bit, which is a bummer. We'll when we do our Between the Legs with Rosalind episode, when she gets to Cape Town, we'll have to find out a bit about that. But
in saying that, though, the latest update is they're 49 miles behind. So
yeah.
You know, it's still within striking distance. I believe they went furthest west.
Yeah,
the doldrums, and it didn't actually pay off, which was an interesting one. Must have been a.
And then we've got old Goyo Environment.
Sorry,
Biotherm.
Biotherm leading in.
And then Goyo Environment currently doing 6 knots while everyone else is doing 20.
Yeah.
So that's the
on the arse, that one, isn't it?
Yep. And that you can see they sailed a much easterly course than the others. So, but that's I don't know. What was it back in the day? You tack on a Tuesday.
That's right.
Gordon, before everyone went west, and now it repeats itself. The further west you go, you just the better you
arc around.
Yeah, exactly.
That is a genuine story, listeners, that we did get from one of the early competitors in the ocean race, saying that genuinely, you know, they were cooking steaks and they'd play their guitar and then they'd tack on Tuesdays. That was
what
how
does it Tuesday? Oh, it's my day off. I can't help out.
No.
So if you're having your day off on your rostered day off on a Tuesday, you didn't even have to help with the tack.
Anyway, but yeah, but that being said, still totally into it. I'm glad to see a lot of America's Cup stuff coming out this week. We've calmed down a little bit on some of the adventure racing. So I did notice the Winding Nationals were on currently as well.
Yeah, as we speak.
We do have the Flying 15 Worlds coming up in Fremantle. So everything's been happening in Freo this year. West Aussies are going gangbusters at the moment. So, it's all happening. But
just don't go swimming.
No.
Oh, geez. That was terrible. Anyway, so sailing's the winner at the moment, and can't wait. I'm still rock solid into the ocean race. I don't know.
For sure.
Absolutely.
Some great videos coming off too.
Yep.
I saw Sci-Fi's little discussion about the doldrums or the trans-convergent zone, or whatever the hell it's called. But super informative. I'm going to say,
that's what we want.
Yeah.
Righto.
Cool.
The other one, just a little plug out there, is our friend Jessica Watson.
Oh, absolutely.
The movie came out that we spoke about, episode 133 from memory. No, buggered if I know. Out on Netflix. Worth a look. My family watched it yesterday.
I was going to say,
I do believe my wife maybe even shed a bit of a tear toward the end.
Well, I watched it with my 2 daughters, and it was it was very good, very good. Well done, Jess.
Did you cry?
I had an absolute ball.
Jess is she's a cracking lass. We'll get her on the show again. I think we'll reach out and get her on the show. I actually went sailing the other weekend with a young lady that did all the sailing scenes. I don't know why they couldn't use Jess, but yeah, she did all the sailing scenes for it. So, but yeah,
Cool.
Good on them. Good
Very
on them.
good.
We'll do a movie review one day.
Yeah, that's what we'll do. One day.
Karen, please do not comment.
All right, we're good.
All right.
We're good.
Good.
Well done.
Well done, gents.
Righto.
See everyone. Have a
Get
great
your
week.
guitar out. Sunday have a guitar.
Sunday afternoon sessions.